morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is right there and then while you're watching this video, hopefully joining in. Welcome to part 3 of our Friends series. I'm so happy to keep on going. Today our motto is steady does it, and steady goes easier with sturdy, and the sturdiest we are on the floor. Because I just think feeling grounded while strengthening and mobilizing our bodies is just a nice thing to feel. It feels safe, we feel carried, we feel sheltered, and in spring, beginning summer, even though the weather is still a bit hesitant at times, I think that's quite a nice thing to do. So let's get going. Come into a nice and comfortable four-legged stand. So as usual, we want our knees under our hips, we want our toes tucked, and we want our hands or fists right under our shoulders. You already know that part. Just figure out if this is the right stand, move about a little bit. And when you found your safe position, because you might want to adjust your knees and your hands again here, then you can start with what we want to start with. So there's this magic little part between our shoulders, between our shoulder blades, right here. And imagine there is a little magnet here and on the opposite side here, which is your chest. I will call it the heart, it's the yoga heart. And now, on our first inhale, our yoga heart is drawn to the ground in between the shoulders. Your arms stay the way they are. Inhale and exhale, come back. And now the magnet is pulling at the other end of this magnet here. So, pulling on that side. And inhale, your chest, your heart sinks in between your shoulders, and exhale. And the kidney area will move a little bit, that's all right. Yeah, alongside when you're lifting it. And inhale, let your heart sink, exhale. Inhale, heart sinks, and exhale. Come into a neutral position. Maybe you feel a bit of warmth in between your shoulders. I certainly do. And then your pelvis starts moving. We know that the pelvis has two main directions, which is the posterior and the anterior tilt. But we want more movement, so we are going to move through the sides and the tilts. And if you look at this movement, it is a bit like maybe you've done hula hoop as a child. It's that kind of hip movement. You can start ever so small, because sometimes there's like a bit of stiffness around your sacral joint, in the lower back, in your pelvis, and just gently get that movement going. And you see, if you increase that movement, you might notice that the little part between your shoulders also starts moving along. We try to keep our head in line with the spine as we do other side. Just start very gentle first. One side might be easier going or stiffer going. That's normal, yeah? Because we always have this one leg we tend to sit on a lot. And then gently develop into bigger circles, so you really get a nice movement of the spine. And then your arms start moving along. That's fine. Just try and keep your head in line with the spine. And then come back. Gently move your pelvis backwards. Just figure out whether you want to open your legs or your knees a bit. Maybe that's easier. Or whether you profit from it being tighter, and then cup your fingers. Yeah. So there is a bit of activity in your arms in the stretch. If you open your knees, maybe your head comes down, but still keep this position a bit active. Your toes are still tucked under. and your fingers are pressing into the ground. This is a nice long stretch. And come back into your four-legged stand. And now we're trying to be sturdy. Inhale, lift your right leg backwards. And flex your foot and let your big toe point inwards a little bit. And then lift your left arm with strong hands. If that's too much, leave it on the ground. Just look where you are today. And then move over on your next inhale. Cross the left leg and exhale, come back. Either with your hand out or with the hand on the floor. I'm a bit wobbly. I've done that 5 times already, but the recording didn't work. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Either with your arm up, exhale, or your arm down and exhale. Safety before ambition, always. Once more, inhale, exhale, and a 6th time, inhale, exhale. Bring your knee down, center yourself, press your toes into the ground, lift your knees, inhale, exhale, knees down. Readjust. And now the other side. Inhale, left leg up. And decide whether you want the arm to go or not. Tilt the foot a bit inwards. And inhale, cross over the right leg. Exhale. So you're forming a little banana shape. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Hands down, or maybe they were down, knee down. Center yourself. Inhale, press into the ground with toes. Lift your knees. And exhale, down. Inhale. And gently move your pelvis backwards. Come onto the tips of your fingers, like you're trying to pin something to the ground. Come back onto your forelegs or your fists and hands. And now inhale, lift your leg to the side and start doing little circles. 1, 2, outwards first. 3, 2, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Counting is a difficult thing. 1, 2, other way around. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stretch out to the back. Bring your toes down. Press into the ground. Lift your knee. 2 breaths. Bring your knees both back to the ground. Other side. Stable position. Navel to the spine. Hug to the midline. Inhale, lift your leg to the side like a dog trying to do its business. If you go like this, that's fine. If you can only lift it that much, that's also fine. Just stay in your range of motion because we want to move and start circling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I keep my foot flexed. I find there's just more activation in it. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring your leg backwards. Bring your foot down so you're in a nice stretchy position. Inhale, press your hands and your toes into the ground. Lift your right knee up. And give yourself 2, maybe 3 breaths. And then bring your knee back down. Open your knees or close them, whichever way is the more comfortable one for you. Stretch into your child pose. Don't go too deep, because now you're going to bring your right arm under your left arm, like threading a needle. And you bring your head down. So maybe you can just look under your armpit or under your elbow. Maybe you can go all the way down and rest your head on the floor. If this is all too much, bring your elbow to the ground and give yourself 5 to 7 breaths there to open and enjoy the width of your back, upper back. Then press into your knees, into your arms and hands. Come back and go into your child's pose again. And from there again, other side, thread your left arm under your right, so you get a nice twist and open shoulder position. Please, if you have some kind of herniated discs in the lower spine, be very careful with these twists. If it's an old injury, you might be fine. If it's not so long ago, then please don't go there. And just stay in a wide-armed and legged child pose for a moment. And from there, we crawl onto our tummies. You bring your hands under your shoulders and your forehead on the floor. Your feet, if they can, allow them to point inwards. If that's very uncomfortable for you, then open your legs a bit wider. Our tailbone is going to pull down and our buttocks are going to be completely soft. Now, actually, this movement here, the elbow movement, is what lifts me. Front sides of your feet pressing into the ground, tailbone pointing down, elbows pulling towards each other, strong hands. Inhale, body comes up, upper body. Exhale, down. Once more, inhale, up. Exhale, down. Soft glutes, inhale, up. Exhale, down. Once more, inhale, up. Exhale, down. Give yourself a moment. Fold your hands to make a cushion for your forehead. Now, bring your right leg up a little into a 90-degree angle. And your toes tuck and go into the ground. You can stay here, or if you feel comfortable enough to stay on your forearms, you go onto your forearms, then you get a nice long back bend with it as well. If this is giving you any discomfort in your lower back, stay on the ground. Thank you. So this is giving energy into the left leg, right foot flex, and inhale, lift your heel, exhale, down. Inhale, lift your heel, toes are pointing down, exhale, down. Inhale and exhale. Heads in line with your ears, soft ribs pulling towards each other if you are in our little sphinx pose. Inhale, lift the heel, exhale, down. Inhale, lift the heel, exhale, down. One more. Exhale, down. Come down and then stretch out. How does the hip joint feel, the groin, the back, the lower back and the back of your pelvis, the back of your hip flexors and the glutes? Maybe you also have an effect on the lower leg. And other side. Stay on the ground if you have stayed on the ground before. If you felt comfortable going into Sphinx pose, come back into Sphinx pose. It's particularly nice in the morning, it's invigorating. And then inhale and lift your leg and turn the foot. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale. exhale down. Inhale, heel up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Stretch out. Bring your forehead to the ground or onto your hands and stretch out. Untuck your toes. How does the groin, the hip joint, the side of your body feel? And if you like, you can stay lying on the tummy, or you turn around and come into a little Shavasana pose. Why Shavasana even after such a short workout? Because we want the tissue to process the work we've been doing. And it doesn't matter how long you've been working, give yourself a minute or two in Shavasana, either on the tummy, if that was comfortable for you. Traditionally, we just lie down, stretched out, with our arms next to our body, palms facing up. You can stay in Shavasana as long as you like. Then I recommend stopping the video, or you just go with me. And when you found your resting pose, sink into Shavasana. And then gently start moving again. Maybe you want to roll around. And if it's during the day, then bend your right leg and roll over onto your right leg. In the evening, I recommend the left side. In daytime, we prefer the right side because it's a more active, it's the sympathetic side. And gently work yourself up into a nice and comfortable seat. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Your thumbs may or may not touch your chest. And then bring your thumbs to your forehead for a clear mind, to your heart center for a clear, warm and open heart, and to your mouth for clear words and loving communication. Namaste. Thank you so much.